Hello and welcome to Scarredland Sins of Shelzar, episode 16, Dissent. So when last we met, the group had become separated and a few of you had wound up arrested, incarcerated, and managed to, with maximum loss of life, escape imprisonment before making your way back to Belsameth's Bliss. Another group of you had sought shelter from the guards who were hunting your party in the sewers, where you met a band of Slytherin, and those Slytherin took you into caverns deep beneath Shelzar, where they introduced you to these strange creatures that appeared to be almost part human, part scorpion, who asked for your assistance in helping them get home due to what appears to be a magical mishap of some sort. You agreed and have made your way back to Belsameth's Bliss. The rest of you were planning on returning back to the hood, but when you went that direction, discovered that there were guards all over the hood. I believe you sent somebody to look into it, but discovered there were guards all over the hood, and including basically a group who had set up shop in Alan's shop. So you got that going for you. And you all made your way to Belsameth's Bliss. So if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, everyone is now at the Bliss.
Yes, I think so.
Excellent. And
I believe that's correct.
And Mistress Jasmine had taken Haiku downstairs. Also correct?
Yes.
Okay, so what we'll do is I will move Haiku and Mistress Jasmine downstairs, and whilst they are downstairs, we'll see what everybody else is up to up top. So, what would you all like to do? Tan, we had established, because you were not here, that you had sort of wandered off out of view of everyone. No one was quite sure where you had gone, but you are in a brothel, and lust is your dominant sin at the moment.
Could you move Ithrin and Breck to the group, please, on the map?
Yes.
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I thought I had already done that. I am currently just clearing.
You are the master of many things. It is completely
there.
understandable.
So what would you all like to do? Lulu had been, I believe, eating some snacks and trying to talk Mr. Dandy and Mr. Joy into giving up some information. Is that correct?
Yes, and when Haiku and Alan came in, I thought Alan went over to the bar and Lulu was over there just chatting without response, if I remember correctly.
That could be accurate, yes. So we'll put the two of you.
You remember correctly.
over here.
I'm talking to a wall with a face.
So Tan, where have you been this last hour or so where nobody could find you?
I think I was told I was at like the brothel being lusty.
Well, you are at the brothel and you are under the control of lust. I was just wondering, like, when you enter the room, where are you walking from? What's your mood? Are you saying anything to anyone as you walk in?
You know, I'm a little tired. Got my fill.
Right on.
Coming back to the party.
Also, you. Yeah, so Tan walks in like dabbing sweat off her brow. She looks like she just did about 400 push-ups. If you didn't know better, you'd say she was working out. And at that point, Breck and Ithrin come bursting in the front doors in a very like Kramer from Seinfeld sort of fashion.
Absolutely. Yep.
And almost run Charlie over as you come in the front door.
Hey guys, is there anything to eat? Ithrin is very food motivated.
I think we might have food. Sure, come over here.
I literally just walked in too, right? Like right ahead of them.
Yeah, like minutes ahead. Like you walked in and like stopped because there's a very awkward energy going on over in the corner with Lulu and Alan. And as you were like just trying to figure out what that was about, you almost hit in the butt with a door, basically.
Gotcha.
I'm going to be like, well, great people. And I'm going to grab Charlie. Then hopefully she comes. She doesn't have to. And then I'll be like, hey, let's go talk to Charlong about portals real quick because you guys know a lot of stuff. Well, let's talk scorpions and portals. And I'm just going to start rattling off like, met these people, really nice Slytherin, super great. Took us over to this area. Portal's broken. You know about scorpion people, Charlie and Charlong, about the magic-y portalness?
Travis, just for a bit of clarification, what were the effects of Jokerweed? Because the last thing I did last game was take a puff.
Unconsciousness, generally?
No, but it was like euphoria. I made the save.
Oh, right, yeah. So it's extreme euphoria, and you have like a minus to your dex. Like you have disadvantage on dex saves because you're very lethargic.
Okay.
But basically, it's like you just smoked like a giant bag of weed.
All right. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to slow that down.
Got it. I'm going to start using like wild arm movement. Giant portal. Scorpion people.
Do I know of any scorpion people?
You can make
Never heard of that before.
You can make an Arcana check. You're gonna have.
Cool.
And that's why Charlie's valuable too, because Charlie knows a lot about a lot. So like, she doesn't need the arm movement. But have you heard of this before?
Wow.
Not bad.
You know.
Yes, so you have heard of them before. And what you're aware of is this. The Scorpion folk, I'm just referring to this lovely special Kickstarter edition of Creature Collection.
Awesome.
Well, I don't think you can get any more of these. I think they sold all the way out. You can get Creature Collection now in print-on-demand PDF and in traditional print. You should be able to get it at your friendly local gaming store. But what you know about these creatures are you've heard of a bizarre blend of human and scorpion that hails from the far northern continent of Asherak. You've never seen one aside from like in a sketch, but you've spoken to travelers who have said that when they go to the continent of Asherak, which is to the northeast of Gelspad, so basically the opposite direction, not opposite, but off the same coast as Termana, but going the other way, going north instead of south. It's a continent that, according to legend, was almost completely destroyed in the final days of the Titans' War. Most of the fighting didn't happen there, but there was some catastrophic event, the details of which you're not even quite sure about, even with that roll. But there was supposedly a catastrophic event there that the gods kicked off, which basically blasted the land and turned a significant portion of it into a desert. There are some old legends that claim that Asherak is actually where life began on Gelspad, but they're all, it's one series of folklores. But anyway, specifically these scorpion people you've heard of referred to as sandmaskers. And these sandmaskers supposedly appeared effectively unheard of prior to that in this area called the Desert of On, ONN, who kind of just showed up during the middle of this event called the War of Broken Vows, which involved a couple of different demigods and their followers sort of locking horns on Asherak. And these Sandmaskers just kind of came out of nowhere and just swarmed one of the settlements, basically utterly destroying it. And have been known to haunt that desert ever since. They have a reputation as merciless predators who will attack anyone without need for provocation or reward. So they will kill just to kill.
All right.
Alan's
So they're
excited.
Yeah, they're a pretty predatory race in the deserts of what was the continent name? I'm sorry.
Asherak.
Asherak. Might consider them evil, but I don't know. You know, individuals can't judge someone by their body shape.
Accurate. And I got a real low insight roll, so I'm like, plus I met these people. They're pretty fantastic. So
But you were saying something about a portal?
yes, so they have a problem with a portal, and Ithrin and I were down there, and they came from somewhere, and they don't, because you're my partner, they don't know. I knew what they were saying, but they got lost here, and they need the portal, they need to go somewhere, and the Slytherin people are like kind of worshiping them now. There's a little worship, I would say, going on, and we promised to help.
So you're trying to help them repair a portal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, they just want to go home, and I can respect that.
And then we can smash it with a hammer if we want to. If that's how portals work. I have no knowledge of portals.
Yeah, I mean, it's so teleportation circle is a 5th level spell, right, Travis?
Yes, I believe that is accurate.
So we'd have to be like 9th level to ever learn this level of magic. And so I'm thinking to myself that like we probably have kind of a passing knowledge of it, but not necessarily like
you probably know enough to know that you would have to hire a spellcaster that was capable of doing it.
And I might even know because I recently was shopping at hiring a spellcaster for some spellcasting. Do I happen to know someone who had teleportation circle?
That is not a common spell.
Okay.
Also, particularly not one that's commonly traded in tattooing.
Outside of like, well, I was gonna say outside of guild masters, it's
that would be
really
fantastic. That'd be like a Full Metal Alchemist kind of like tattoo. Well, bam, teleportation spell.
Yeah, that's some higher level stuff. Now there are spellcasters in the Souk who are known to cast some very expensive and rare magics, and but it's not cheap.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should wait for Jasmine to get back because we'd have to ask her who to hire anyway.
Makes sense. This is why you're the senior partner.
And do you have anything to add to the proceedings or any questions to ask Charlie?
No, I'm down with whatever.
All right, rock and roll. Whilst that's going on, that pretty much leaves Tan, Lulu, and Aland out in the main area. So Tan, as soon as you walk down, you sort of smell like this tray of food that's sitting in front of Lulu and Aland. Aland, I'm assuming, is ignoring the tray of food. Like, how is she? Because Lulu is bellied up to the counter at the same place that you are. So what is Alan doing in response to that?
I'm just drinking. Just like, I have like, so if Lulu's here, I'm like this. Drinking to the side. Like I angled away.
If this was in real life, I would probably start whispering in your ear, but it's not.
Hey, little mommy, let me whisper in your ear.
The
Yes.
Tamsin
Hello.
and interact. So I don't know what's going on. I'm happy. Oh my gosh, you guys escaped. This is great. I thought we were going to have to go save you. How's it going? I think I go in between them and I like put a hand on both of them. Like, what's up, guys?
All right, excellent.
I go.
Ooh, scary.
I'm not as good at talking as Sarah is, so I'm going to just tell a Sarah-style story and then just insert here.
So you just start sort of running at the mouth about whatever. Is there a particular topic that you're talking about?
I'll probably tell her a story about fighting and things. I don't know.
All right, so yeah, you just start talking about your latest fight.
You could also talk about like how you eat to prepare for a fight. That's also filled with just talking.
There you go. Because there's
Yeah.
food, so that makes sense.
And that is the type of thing that somebody who, like, is a professional athlete would talk about at length.
Like, imagine if you're like into CrossFit.
What about your keto diet?
This is my protein shake, and I lift a lot of carriages.
Beautiful. I love it. So while you're sort of having this conversation and everything is happening up top, that's a much lighter environment. Let's go below and see how that's proceeding. So you go down through the pit where Jasmine has taken you before. She takes you into the room with the blackened throne, and this time goes in with you. The woman sitting on the throne says, "Did you bring me the heart's blood?"
I did, and I pull out the knife.
It's good. Bring it to me.
I'll go over here, hand it to her.
All right, you hand her the knife. She takes it and smells the blade, and then like runs it along her tongue. And she says, "You have done well.
Thank you."
Allow me to offer you a bit of aid in addition to my congratulations on your success." And she reaches down next to like the actual seat of the throne and pulls out a small wooden box. The box has various ornate carvings on it that are in the in sort of a serpentine motif. He hands you the box. Says, "The contents of this humble container should help you with your episodes and fits. Permit you to keep strong control of yourself and aid you in your remaining centered."
Can I open it now, or?
Is when we finish speaking. What I need you to do is take a message for me and deliver it. It's my understanding from Mistress Jasmine that there has been some attention to you and your friends that is inconvenient for us.
Okay.
We feel that it would be best for you to get out of Shelzar for a while.
All of us?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sending you to the village, well, to the city of Leone. When you arrive there, there's a message I'm going to have you deliver. Mistress Jasmine will aid you and provide you with all of the information that you need for the message.
What was the city again, Travis?
The city was, I just said it.
Leone?
Leone.
Leone. Okay.
So, if you've no other questions.
I'm assuming the search for like the hip bone is postponed for now, or
The hip bone? That was
I
not
suppose
her.
like
That was not her that asked you for that.
who asked me for that?
That was your warlock patron. The
Oh.
voice that was in you.
Oh. Ooh. Spoopy.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll just be like, okay, yeah, that's it. I'll head to the city. Well, I'll try to talk to my friends and see if they are willing, but I think they kind of have to. So
Very good. She says, I wish you the safest of journeys and commend you on your first steps towards a resolution for that which pains you.
thank you. I don't know what to say. For once, that's weird.
Perhaps it is a sign you're already getting better.
I think so.
She smiles and says, Jasmine, escort him out. Make sure that he gets his orders when you reach the rest of his group. You go back upstairs?
Yeah.
Excellent. Do you open the box on your way upstairs, or are you keeping it closed?
I want to take a peek at it while we're going upstairs.
Okay. As you peek in, you see 2 rings.
Ooh. Okay. I'll hold off on that for now.
Okay. Cool. You walk back inside. The conversation at the counter is still going on pretty intensely as you approach. But the rest of you have finished up in the back room. Are you staying in that room, in that dining hall sort of area, or are you coming out of that room?
Everyone's going wherever there's free food.
Okay. There's food in the room you're in and out where they're at, so.
So there's like a more public area that we can go out into, is what you're saying?
Yes.
That's where I'm going to go.
All right. You step out into that foyer and you see Haiku coming up out of the secret passages underneath the stairs at the same time that you step out, basically. And Mistress
I'll
Jasmine,
just, silently acknowledge him.
Jasmine walks behind her desk and starts reaching underneath, unlocking a few things. And she sort of just, without looking up, says, we do have an entire dining hall for feasting.
Awkward.
We're an awkward bunch, obviously.
I'm uncomfortable.
And you all do
Hey,
notice that Haiku is carrying this small box.
When she speaks, I'll like, because I was just drawing in my book and I'm a little stoned. So after she speaks, like a couple seconds after the uncomfortable silence, I'll say something along the lines of, "Oh, Mistress Jasmine, we had another question for you."
You're still sitting in the room that she's not in.
Oh, I thought she came up.
Yeah, you're in the dining room.
Oh, okay. I'm where she wants us to go.
Though you do still sit up and say, "Mrs. Jasmine, I have a
Sorry, they're not in the room.
Someone make sure to tell Mistress Jasmine that when she comes in. And I go back to drawing.
Did we hear them come up?
What's that?
Did we hear them come up, or are we just in our own world?
You can hear talking out in the other room. The walls on this floor are basically paper, so you can absolutely hear that there's a conversation going on. You can recognize Jasmine's voice.
So did Jasmine just tell us we're leaving again?
Jasmine said to go to the dining hall. Let's go. That's cool. Let's go to the dining hall, guys. Find your friends.
And Haiku walks in with you, carrying this box. Is everybody going back in then? Or did you have something you wanted to do while you were out in that main room, Charlie?
I'm gonna hold back. I'm gonna basically be with Mistress Jasmine for a second.
Okay.
I basically just I'm gonna ask her, like, is there anything special I have to do to get these to work?
1 second. Charlie, are you staying out there, or are you going in the dining hall as well?
I don't need to go in, no.
You're just kind of hanging out. You ask, Haiku, you were asking what now?
Is there anything special I have to do to get these to work?
You must attune them.
Okay. I'm kind of just acting really nervously and shy now, so I'm just gonna be like, I'll await the message and I'll join my friends.
Haiku walks past you, Charlie, carrying this box, and he goes into the dining hall as well.
Well, when I see Haiku in the box, knowing about his breakdown, I'm going to throw my arm around his shoulder. Hey, what's going on? What's in the box?
It's supposed to help me, I guess.
I'm going to go and like try to open the lid to see what's inside. I don't know if he's going to let me, but I'm going to be like, oh, cool. What's going to help?
Yeah, I let her do it. I let him do it. He freaking breaks a guy.
It's okay. I'll try to work on my voice. So Breck is completely probably going to get the wrong idea. Like, oh, who's the lucky lady man friend?
Make
No, I
a
guess
in a box. So I'm like, oh.
Make a perception check when you check that. Or actually make a Arcana check when you take a look at those rings there, Breck.
Okay. That would be Arcana's +5. 17 + 5 is 23.
Okay, so you immediately recognize both of the rings.
Okay.
Based on legends that you've read about them.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is a golden ring that has a amethyst gemstone in it. But the gemstone is carved into like a oval shape, and that oval shape has lines carved into it as if it were like a brain, basically. And that is a common design that's used for a ring of mind shielding.
Mind shielding. Okay.
Yep. And then you also recognize the other one. It looks like it's made out of gold, but it's carved into the pattern of a snake eating its own tail. And that, is used as a ring of protection, but frequently by followers of Mormo, the the Titan.
But what those rings do would conceivably help him, shield him from things and then protect him from other things.
Yeah, rings of protection give you just general overall better luck. So from a system perspective, you get a +1 to your armor class and a +1 bonus to all your saving throws.
Okay, so if we're non-judgmental about Titan worship, then these rings would help my friend is what I'm looking at.
Yes, that is.
I'm gonna be like, broski, I need you to put these on as soon as possible. Good for you. And I would slap him real hard in the back. Yeah, wait a mission. Mission complete. Make sure to put the rings on.
Sweet. So we're gonna go back into the dining hall then.
All right, so you're all in the dining hall, except Charlie. Jasmine sort of looks up at you and says, "Can I help you?"
Wait, to me? Wait, what?
No, to Charlie.
Well, question for you, Travis. Where am I? Like, where is this? Are we still in the city?
Yeah, you're in the you're at the Joe, I can't why is my brain jello tonight? You're at the brothel, the Belsameth Bliss, which is basically a few blocks away from your neighborhood.
And what time of day is it?
It's probably late afternoon by this point.
Okay. I'm gonna just put my head down and say I was just going outside and head outside.
Okay. As you get outside, go ahead and give me a perception check if you don't mind.
12.
So you look around and you see that although you are in probably one of the shadier neighborhoods in Shelzar, you see like 2 guards walking up the street, and you see another couple guards like down the nearest perpendicular street, looking like they're kind of patrolling, but also maybe like they're searching for somebody specifically.
And that does seem like too many guards for here, right?
That is too many guards for here at this time of day.
Okay. All right, isn't there like an alley behind this building?
Yeah, there is.
Can I duck into the alley and just listen for when my friends come out?
Yes, you may.
Do you need me to make a stealth check or something?
Sure, yeah. Why don't you do that?
Hey, Travis, 1 second. I have the ring of mind shielding, and what was the other one again?
Ring of protection.
Protection. Okay, sorry.
14.
Okay. Excellent. You step into a back alley and are waiting for your friend. While that's going on, the rest of you are all now in the dining hall of the Bliss. What would you like to do?
Have we served our purpose in being here? Are we laying low? I don't remember why we're here.
Well, several of you are wanted by the guards at this point.
Who?
We are we're gonna have to leave the city, guys. We're going to the city of Leone.
There's
we need to go kill somebody, right?
What was that?
Where's Leone?
Make a history check.
Do you ask it out loud, or were you asking the DM?
I ask it out loud, and also am asking.
I would also like to check to see if
I probably know because I am a wanderer.
Yeah, I'm definitely asking out loud.
Yeah, if you want to try to see if you can figure out where it's at, you can.
I got a 1. I don't know where it is.
You can.
Is that anywhere near the name of the continent? The Ashkandi? I don't remember.
Asherak?
Asherak.
I mean, it's kind of in the same direction-ish. Not really, but sort of. They
I
are
have a
both
question.
north of you.
Since
yeah.
I'm a drifter, desert nomad, feature wanderer, do I have advantage when I check for this?
No, because it's not in a desert. So, but you can make your history check though.
We all supposed to check?
If you want to. You don't have to.
I got 11.
Okay.
So,
I also got a 1. I negative know where it is.
Who else was checking?
I got a 1 as well. I think I just got lost in this room.
Me and Breck don't know where we are anymore.
What's going on? So,
It was
Breck's
history.
on that.
Food.
Yeah, it was history.
I'll give it a shot.
Well, you're outside though, so
Oh,
you're
I'm outside. That's right.
Yep. So with a 11, Island, you do know that it's near the perforated plains, which is like way north. Probably 1,000 miles from here.
oh.
Is it closer to Ashrak?
No.
Oh, all right.
No, Ashrak's like a month by boat
All right.
from the
How
northern side of the continent.
Chicago seems pretty far.
I
Well-
just say I know where it is and don't say anything else.
Never mind. I don't know how far it is.
Someone needs to buy Allen to drink.
And how are we supposed to get there? Exactly.
I think Mistress Jasmine's gonna give all the info in a second. I think she's just getting some things together.
Flight attendant Jasmine coming back soon.
We're just gonna like probably
I'm gonna start-
get her personal
I'm
and
gonna pop
GTF
on these
forward.
rings real quick.
Right.
If it involves a teleportation circle,
Oh, rings.
It doesn't.
We could use that.
It wouldn't, would it? I don't know. Mr. Jasmine is the one that would know. I don't say that out loud because I'm not talking to you guys.
Is
Even
Allen
past,
ticklish? What if we tickle Allen?
I'm sitting
You're
next to
gonna
Alan,
get
by the way.
dead.
This is happening.
Oh my god. I want to roll to tickle. Roll to tickle. I want to see this.
Can we just tickle Olin just cuz?
I mean,
It looks like 3 people want to go try and tickle Alan.
Yeah.
you're
I mean,
welcome to
all
give
right,
it a shot.
roll
There's worse things to do in a brothel.
I feel like if there's 3 of them, they might get advantage.
I mean, that'd be
I mean,
fair.
I have a tail.
I have a
For
I
now,
don't know what to do with that.
I will.
I
tell
mean,
you to-
Tan could get in on the tickling, but it might get weird real quick.
Yeah, it's-
I mean, I feel like if we all started tickling Olin, it would get weird real quick no matter what.
I mean,
So
I would
We've
say
col-
by virtue of starting that, it would get weird. That would be getting weird. Like it wouldn't need to take another step. It's already weird. What were you saying?
we seem to have collected 3 separate quests. Right?
Yes.
We have the scorpion people in the sewers that need a teleportation circle repaired. We need to get to Leone. And there was something else about a rib bone in the desert.
A hip
Yeah.
bone?
Hip bone. Do we still
Yeah.
need that?
We still need that.
I'm starting to realize a lot about myself. So I don't know how immediate that is, or if I imagine a lot of things.
Is this Mike
think-
or is this Haiku?
No, this is haiku. I'm in character. I don't break character till DVD commentary.
I had to ask because I was like, Mike, are you okay?
I don't know where I am.
I'm a dude disguised as a dude playing another dude.
What is time?
I think my patron was talking to me when that happened. Which
Does that
is
make it
not,
important?
I don't know. It's never happened before.
Whoa.
And it's just kind of weird that
So we're
it's,
gonna bail.
it's kind of weird that it happened as I'm getting these orders to try and get better. It happened at the same time.
So we're not going to do the hip bone.
I think I have to.
Okay.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to, like, this sounds bad if I don't.
Mistress Jasmine walks in, like, as you're saying that, and says, "You don't have to do anything that you don't wish to," and hands you a scroll case. The scroll case is sealed with a wax seal. And she says, "Do not open that until you are clear of the city walls and Shelzar is no longer in your sight. Within it, you will find the message you are to deliver in Leone."
I'll put it in my little pack. And we know the direction to, like, where to go, right? For Leone? Is that we all just decided, where to go?
You know roughly where. Well, all you know is that Alan knows where it is.
We gotta tickle it
Don't tell me. Okay.
She says, if there's any business you need to attend to before leaving town, I would recommend you forget about it and get the hell out of town. But if there is something I can help with before you leave, let me know.
Ooh, I'm gonna tell her about the portal.
She like turns to leave and stops. Says, "I'm sorry, what's that?"
Did somebody else talk? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, she's talking to Brett.
Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry. We had a cat fight.
You're fine.
Okay. 2 ferals. Boundaries are important. Okay. We're all okay. Hey, stop it. Okay, sorry. Now we're okay.
Did you support them?
So I'm going to tell her, "Oh, we went down and we met these Slytherins and there's people and there's a portal and the portal is broken and these people need to get back. And I can't cast a portal spell. So
You need a spellcaster to get these people home. You offered to help them.
Absolutely.
Is this something that you need to do before you leave?
Well, I can't cast portal spells. So is there something you could help us do before we leave?
Is this something that needs to be done before you leave town?
It's
I
not.
don't think this is the right time.
Yes.
It
We
is a
have guards
portal. We can
looking
get
for
out of
us.
town via portal. You know?
Ithrin
Yes,
says
also
yes. Ithrin says yes.
I'm gonna just like grab I'm gonna hold like Breck's shoulder and I'm just gonna like just let it go, man.
She says, "No, I will acquire the services of someone. I would highly recommend that the rest of you start taking off, and those of you who are necessary for this portal situation can catch up with them."
Do you need a deposit or something?
No, I just need you moving. So if this will move you
To get
faster.
the fuck out. Let's go.
You won't tell us where to go, though.
Because
We have to know where to
draw a
go.
map, right? I had a roll for navigation. I failed the
Alan will tell me where to go. We just gotta go.
Let's go.
Hey,
You just put your rings on for a second.
question. Those of us that need to leave, can anyone cast invisibility?
I can go invisible with my cape.
Can you do
Alright,
your
so-
Potter style with like 2
so-
people in the cape?
I don't know.
We
Can
can
I?
make a bunch of us invisible, and then we can go, right?
I can smash things.
I
says-
can only cast it twice.
She says, "Why don't you rest? It'll take me some time to find a spellcaster. There are enough beds downstairs for you to all get a good night's sleep. I can't guarantee the state of them or their cleanliness, but they are there. Tomorrow, I can send an escort to get most of you out of the city through the tunnels, and the rest will have to catch up."
Much obliged, Mistress Jasmine. Someday I will find a way to repay you.
I appreciate that, Alan. Thank you. She turns on her heel and walks out. As she's crossing the door, she says, "Your friend Charlie did take off. Someone might want to go track her down before she gets arrested."
No. I'll go. Just kidding.
Isn't Charlie in there?
Wait,
with
which
her?
one of
Are you
us?
friends with her?
Which one of us is the least wanted?
I would kind of think Tan's not very wanted.
I was invisible, wasn't I? When I was running away?
Ithrin and Breck were in sewers. I don't know if guards saw them.
Yeah, it's a very good chance that no guards saw Ithrin or Breck. There's
Yeah, but Ethan has her own problems.
Right. There's a slightly less good chance that Lulu got away unseen. If nothing else, people might speak and know that Lulu had beef with. So Lulu's
who had reason to kill this guy.
Oh, damn it!
No. Tan probably wasn't seen by anybody who's still alive. But she was like dropping motherfuckers on motherfuckers and shit. So, not a whole lot of people were looking up. Having said that, though, if somebody saw that, there's also not a whole lot of flying tieflings in fucking Shelzar. So, I would just make your decisions based on that information.
I say Breck goes and gets Charlie. I'm going to bed. I close up my book and go find a place to sleep.
Well, Breck was going to prestidigitation all the nasty harlot beds that are down there, but that's okay. We can go get Charlie. I want to make sure Charlie's okay.
I'm fast. I could go with you.
Oh, good. Okay, let's do that.
I thought we decided, Tam, that you were not necessarily not seen.
Sarah, I think you were muted when you were talking.
Yeah, I am.
Well, I think it's a calculated risk. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sarah.
Yeah. While I'm outside, can I cast Comprehend Languages and just listen?
Yeah, absolutely. Just trying to listen for chatter on the street?
Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead
It's a good plan.
Make a perception check.
Let us spy.
17.
Yeah, so you actually hear, not only do you hear the guards, I know they've been seen in this neighborhood, kind of as they're walking by, but you can actually hear some people gossiping on the street, and kind of the talk of the town actually seems to be that the largest open exchange of violence in Shelzar in the last 30 years happened, and Pawnless Finn died as a result of it. And people are bent out of shape. However, a lot of the credit seems to be going, according to these rumors, that you're hearing toward House Azurus, who were rivals of his in trade. So they think there's people. Some people seem to suspect that this might be an Azurus hit that got Pawnless Finn killed.
Excellent.
So that is what you hear. Is there anything else that you're doing out there?
Nope.
All right. Cool. So who is going to go outside?
Me and Breck.
Yep.
I'll get my wings on.
All right. So you two go out, and you hear, or you see Breck and Tan come walking out and kind of looking around for you. Charlie?
I pop out.
Ah! That was
What you
easy.
doing?
We're looking for you.
I'm right here.
Yeah, we were told that we could all be killed at any time because we're wanted. So we should probably.
Well, I mean, we could all be killed at any time anyway.
I love nihilism.
That's true. However, it seems like it'd be more enjoyable to not be killed inside.
I mean, I can take a nap.
Nice.
We escort Charlie back inside.
All right.
And I'm going to try to prestidigitation all the beds because even though I don't need to sleep in them, I don't want people sleeping in them too. So
yeah, you make the beds all nice and clean, and they smell clean and not like they smelled before you used prestidigitation on them.
Because I got some war wounds about my living conditions and those quality of life things, and I cannot let my people sleep in the nastiness. So not gonna happen.
That's fair. All right.
I don't thank Breck for that.
You're still welcome. Poof.
All right, you all take a long rest, and
I'm gonna clean myself for 10 minutes, puke on the floor, and then take a long rest.
that's fair.
Excellent.
Is anybody going to tell Charlie where you're going?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, walking her in, I'd probably tell her the plan because Breck's a talker. Just, and this is happened, and the scorpions are from this place, and this and that, and everything, just everything.
Word, I'm down.
And yeah, why don't you go ahead and make you made a history check, right? Charlie?
Me? No.
Go ahead and make one with advantage because you're a Manticora, so knowing where Leone is makes sense for you.
I didn't
11.
make one either. If she's doesn't do well, I'll do one.
Yeah, it's only 11.
That's still, you know roughly like where it's at, the geography between here and there you're not quite sure of, but you do know that Leone is the capital of the Manticora Confederacy. So it's like, basically they're creating a nation of Manticora in north central Galspad, and that's centered around Leone. It's also where the Great Hunters Library is held, which is where Manticora from across the continent bring exotic creatures to be studied.
I will share that information.
That intrigues Tan more.
All right. You may all apply the effects of a long rest. Congratulations. It's been a while.
And we also level up. Just kidding.
I'm going to tune to those rings while it's
I
time to
won't
sleep.
say no.
You do attune to the 2 rings. Once you attune to them, you inherently understand the other property of that ring of mind shielding. Well, the other properties of it. So not only does it make you immune to magic that allows other creatures to read your thoughts, tell whether you're lying, know your alignment, or know your creature type, nobody can telepathically communicate with you unless you allow it. And you can use an action to make the ring invisible.
That's cool.
So nobody can tell that you're wearing it.
Well,
But what you
Wait.
didn't...
Oh, because the ring comes. Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
what you didn't know before tuning it is if you die while wearing this ring, your soul will enter it unless it already houses a soul. It currently does not seem to. You can remain in the ring or depart for the afterlife. As long as your soul is in the ring, you telepathically communicate with any creature wearing it, and the wearer cannot prevent that telepathy.
can we heal him if he's immune to magic?
He's only immune to magic that allows others to read his thoughts, determine if he's lying, know his
okay.
alignment, or know his creature type.
I have a question, Travis.
Have an answer.
So we are taking a long rest. Is there any sort of like extra time in that? Because if there is, Ithrin is going to read some more.
Yeah, you can read during a long rest. So why don't you go ahead and take another... you would be able to conceivably, as long as you're doing light activity and you sleep for 6 hours, it counts. So you can conceivably squeeze in 2 to 3 hours of reading during each long rest.
I'll take 3 hours.
Cool.
Thank you.
How many hours you got left?
A lot. I'm at 16 out of 48.
Okay.
Because, I mean, like, not a whole lot of time has passed.
That's true. It really hasn't been very long.
Any
Yeah.
tattoo getting done?
3 hours is great. I'm happy with that.
Nobody can finish a tattoo in this time, no. Plus, you still have to get inks and shit.
Well, I was gonna ask if I could share along, like,
Well, I procured ink because we were planning on making the bags, but since we didn't get the spellcaster, I still have the inks.
Okay.
So
could
I have the fancy
along
inks.
do something? Do you have like a simple spell that we could just like tag team a person and do it in half the time?
I mean, I think even with using Magecraft, which halves the time that like an uncommon tattoo has a value of around 500 GP, which Magecraft has that, and the tattoo rules say you can do 250 GP worth per day.
In a day, okay, yeah.
So it would be a day-long tattoo, which I assume means like an 8-hour session.
Start.
Right?
Hands ready.
Yeah, you can start it and stop it. I have no objection to that. So if you want to knock 3 hours off of that tattoo, you can.
Sure.
And then I can help, and I don't need sleep because whatever that adds on to your accomplishment.
Well, so actually you'd be knocking 6 hours off. Or no, you're reducing it 2 a day through Magecraft, right?
Yeah, I'm using Magecraft, which I don't think I can share it. Hold on, let me double check. It might be Touch, but I think it's Self. Yeah, it's Self. Sorry.
That's fine. Well, like whatever you need, because I'm a tattooist, I would just assist you in your process or however. I don't know.
Well, I could basically, I would be going about twice as fast as you on Lulu. Then.
Okay.
And you could be working on Tan.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, no, like you'd both be getting tattoos, one from Breck, one from me.
That's right.
But since I'm using Magecraft, I'm like extra accurate.
I want mine to conjoin with my other tattoo to look really like, like I'm about to get a full sleeve.
I think that you guys should double team one person and then double team the other so it's effective faster. Just strategically is what I was thinking.
That's not bad.
Oh, Tan's so disappointed, but I agree. Like if I could just back you up or tag team or do something, like Travis, what's the technicality for that process?
I mean, so having an assistant isn't necessarily going to make it go faster. What it would do is if there's any checks that are involved, it would grant advantage. But you're not really going to
but it doesn't whittle down the time.
Right,
which I already have. Yeah.
You're not really going to save time by having 2 people poking somebody at the same time. Unless they were getting like a full back tattoo or something like that.
Oh, okay.
An extra person is just going to actually get in the way, probably.
Like, come on with it. Come on.
Yeah. So the design that I picked for this one is like a rising sun.
Okay.
So
that's awesome. Okay, I'll get started on Tan, and Charlene can
slap it wherever.
Their awesomeness on Lulu.
Is she
I'm going to
getting
tell you that you should find a copy of Magecraft to learn.
Do you have a copy of Magecraft I can study on my off time?
I don't know how to scribe scrolls. I'm sorry.
Okay. I will look at it at our next destination.
Yeah.
Our magics aren't quite the same, but I know we can cast mostly the same spells. So.
All right, Tan, you better sit down and buck up. Let's go.
I feel like I'm still kind of lusty, so this is going to be a turn on.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah, well, how long do we get to work in the...
You can get 3 hours of work in.
Okay.
Yeah, it's super awkward because she's kind of like moaning while she's getting her tattoo.
This is not as bad as even last time, because this time I can be like, hey, weapon, sit down. Last time I sat on her and the message did not go across the way that I had intended.
I love that Travis makes my character even more like, he's always like, yeah, now she's moaning.
I know, my goodness. It's all right.
Thanks, Travis.
You're welcome. Anytime.
3 out of 8 hours. Got it.
All right. Is there anything else that any of you would like to do? With
I'm
that
being a
downtime
nerd.
before
I'm
you leave?
happy.
In the middle of my time sleeping, I'm going to get up, I'm going to scream and run through the building 3 or 4 times, and then I'm going to go back to sleep.
It's also fair.
What the fuck? I do love it though.
Have you ever had a cat, Tori? That is definitely what cats do.
No, I don't, and that is probably why.
Cats do that. But up in the middle of the night, and then meow, 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 and then silence.
Oh, good.
So Roz obviously lives with cats.
Oh my god. Yes. Did you see the squirt bottle attack from before? Everybody's calmed down now. Sweet Pea is very pissed off and wet behind me. from the water bottle incident. Henry, Lord knows where he is. He's somewhere.
I've been pissed off and wet before.
Aw.
Other people are a little luckier than I.
Alden is just gonna be like ominously sharpening like arrows and javelins, just like because I can't do anything, so I'm just kind of like shh, just like
I'm gonna try to persuade Alan to be my friend.
I am gonna stab you with my javelin.
I'm gonna work it into my story. I'm gonna persuade you. I can't do it personally because I'm not.
Hold on. I'm going to persuade Alan to be my friend by every time Lulu starts to persuade Alan to be her friend. I'm going to like make it extra painful with the tattoo needle. So
I feel like I have a high pain tolerance, but I don't know how to check that.
There's like a tattooist creed. Do no extra harm than necessary.
I don't have any tattoos.
What's your
I was kidding.
constitution?
I was kidding.
Too bad. That would have worked.
I feel like Constitution would be good for checking pain tolerance.
Yeah, I think Constitution would be the check you would ultimately make.
I have to say though, I don't know if you can get tattooed and try to persuade Alan.
That's probably fair.
If anyone can, Tan.
Oh, okay.
You're probably sitting there. You're probably focused on breathing.
I mean,
and
she
whatnot.
just would have to get up and walk away. Like,
Right? Yeah, she could just like you could start talking to her while she's getting worked on, and then she just gets up, like still sharpening, doesn't miss a beat, just walks out of the room.
Would Alan do that though? I feel like Alan would still sit there, but just with the obstinates. Would you get?
Yeah, I feel like I would just sit there and just like.
All right,
I just
so
want Milena to have to make that noise more often.
but I do like it. I'm always like, ooh, oh.
after your night of tattoos, reading, pettiness, and various other whatnot, what is there any downtime activity that you want to take, Haiku?
No, I'm just gonna kind of sit around. I'm gonna like be quiet for the first time and kind of just genuinely smell the chaos going around in the group.
Right. The next day, probably fairly early in the morning, because you went to bed or you began your rest fairly late in the day. Jasmine comes in and she has a pair of people with her. One of them, a human man, wearing robes, head shaved, sort of magical tattoo on his forehead that goes back and opens up into like a full back piece. The other is a halfling woman who's basically dressed in like all like dark colors, and has like looks like she's carrying like a backpack that's like ready to go dungeoneering, basically. Jasmine says, "I'd like to introduce two of my
You've left me
associates."
just like outside, by the way.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I'll get you moved. Says,
It's all good. I just thought I was stupid for a minute.
I would like to introduce you to two of my associates. This is Alistair. He will be assisting with your portal situation. And this is Trina, pointing to the halfling woman. She will be escorting the rest of you out of the city. And then she'll come back and meet Breck and Ithrin. Is there anything else that you need before you leave?
I'm going to tell Charlong, I'll ask mine, you ask yours if they could do the message spell so we can get it tattooed. Wink.
Charlotte, you're muted.
You mean the scout?
Well, Alistair and Trina, I don't know what their magical prowess is, but I know I don't
I
have
doubt
it.
we're going to be with them long enough to scribe anything. You'd probably be better off buying a scroll.
Okay. Well, I
When
have
we
to
get
take
to
ours
Leona.
into the dungeon. So if it comes up in conversation,
All right.
okay. But I'll keep my eyes out for a scroll. Touche.
All right. If there's nothing else that you need, you break up into your groups. She takes you all down into a subterranean, into the tunnels that Haiku went into. But before you descend deep into the underground complex that's below the building, she leads you out effectively into the sewers, where you part ways. Trina escorting most of you to the edge of the city, while Ithrin and Breck are to escort Alistair back down to the underground.
Sounds good.
Are you trying to stop anywhere on your way to the underground?
I'll ask him the question about can he scribe message scrolls?
He says, you need to cast message?
If you could write it on a scroll and just, I'll give you can hold on to my sash right here. We'll lead you where you need to grow. But just if you could scroll that real quick, that'd be fantastic.
While I'm walking? No, we'll need to stop and rest.
How long would that, is it a short rest or a long rest?
If I had the proper materials, I could do it in a short rest.
I'm going to ask Ithrin, I'm like, what if we just don't leave yet? And then we do this, and then we can communicate with people, and then we go.
I like that. That's a good idea.
Okay, I'm going to offer a short rest. We're just going to have brunch here. How about we do that? And then I'll give you the backstory, and then we'll go downstairs.
He says, of course. Give me just a moment. Message is a what, level 2 spell? Oh, message is a cantrip. You're thinking of sending.
Sending, the one where it's long distance, that one.
Yeah. Sending is a much different affair.
But if they can cast portal,
Yeah, they can cast it. I'm just looking at how long it's going to take to make. They might not be able to draw that scroll up in a rest.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Well, then let's press on.
Yeah,
Get this taken care of.
Short rest, then it's not.
Yeah.
Because I know I can bribe Ithrin over 4 hours with food. But if it's beyond 4 hours, I think even common sense over food will reign.
I mean, that's.
Yeah. It's probably better just to get this taken care of.
Yeah, it would take a week.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, yeah,
No,
that's a lot of
let's
time.
go. We got stuff to do.
Take a week and cost 500 gold to get a level 3 spell scribed.
Oh, it's level 3. Okay. I might actually have that gold. That part's fine.
All right. So you make your way down.
You could just pick that as a spell next level for Breck.
Oh, is it level 5? That would be awesome.
Well, yeah, it's a level 3 spell, so you should be able to pick it at level 5.
Okay, great.
You get back to the sewers and back into the subterranean tunnels. As you're approaching, the Slytherins sort of run out to greet you.
I'm not going to tell them that I have comprehend languages on again.
You have brought aid.
Yeah, we have. Because we are here to help.
Wonderful. Right this way. Running you up and taking you back to the section. Once you reach them, Alistair casts comprehend languages very obviously, and starts speaking with brother and sister. And they say, they look at the two of you and say, "You were true to your word, and we thank you. Are you confident you can repair this?" Look at they gesture over to the circle. Alistair comes over and says, "I can certainly try. This is going to take a little time." He takes out some tools and begins working.
So if nobody minds, I'm just going to be over here for a little bit. And while he is working, Ithrin's going to try and get in a little more reading time if possible.
Okay, sure.
Like, if it's only 10 minutes, then that's probably not worth logging. But if it takes him longer than that, then, you know.
It seems to. Because he's not just casting the spell, he's actually doing some... Looks like he's doing like some ritual work to try to repair it so that it will function going forward.
Yeah, and so Ithrin will be like, so I eventually want to be able to do what he's doing, so if you will excuse me. Nose in the book.
All right, you put your nose in the book. What's Breck doing while he's doing that?
So Breck is going to see how receptive they are to a little like cross-cultural knowledge exchange.
Brother and sister?
Yep.
They seem to be, if you're speaking to them and they can understand you, yeah, they seem to be very talkative, actually. What would you like to ask them about?
Great. So I'm going to ask them like, oh, what are your lands like? I've traveled far in this area. I've never been to tell me about the land you're trying to return to.
They kind of look at each other for a minute, a little puzzled. And then sister says, well, we are visiting. We are on a trek. We're not going to our home, but our home is a desert, much like the one outside of Shelzar, from what we understand.
Where's next on your trek?
We are visiting, we're meant to be envoys. We are to visit a distant settlement that we may have a shared purpose with, of our people.
Are they excited for your envoy? This future land?
I don't know. I would assume so. We have great opportunities to discuss.
Good. Is there anything that would help you being there? Anything that you could get from here that would help you do your mission there?
Several things, but I don't think the time... We're already late. I don't think spending time collecting them is the proper choice at this point. Why don't you go ahead while you're having this conversation? Give me an insight check, if you don't mind.
Do an insight check? Okay. 3. $15 plus 3, 18.
She seems like she's being sort of deliberately standoffish a little bit, like she's withholding some information from you. Maybe she doesn't want to tell you all the details.
Can I do an insight check on the brother?
I mean, the same result would apply. He's just kind of watching, It seems like he's almost like he's watching her, like he's a little nervous maybe, like maybe she might say something she shouldn't, or she might run you off.
Okay, I'm going to start talking about my memories from before I died and be like, oh yeah, and I went to this place and this place and this trench sucked. This one was actually kind of nice. And we actually got food from these places. And I'm going to be the vulnerable party and tell them stories about what I remember of my travels.
Excellent. While you're doing that talking, the rest of you, as long as you follow your guide's lead, you really don't have any issue getting out of the sewers.
I follow.
Anyone asking for anything or trying to do anything, or you just go in the way that you're being taken?
I am Envy now, and I see that Lulu's tattoo is way more done than mine.
Okay. Excellent.
I will be right back, guys. Sorry.
Sure. And how will that affect your mood?
Jealous of it. And I think I'm probably going to then talk to Sherlong about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about the various representations of like the different colors that I chose, and I don't know.
No, but it's more done.
Well, I mean, it was my piece of art. Breck was. It was the first time Breck had to draw it. It was my third time.
Breck is a tool in Charlong's process. It's fine.
I just thought Breck is a tool was going to be the sentence.
How good do you want this drawn? That's all I'm saying.
I think Breck isn't here because actually I'm going to first apologize as Tori to Breck and then say Tan's envious now. But Tan is just going to be super obsessed with Sherlong's explanation and just like be like, yeah, what would you do differently? Oh, how would you fix this? Oh, what would you do? So
there's nothing wrong with it yet.
Wait, what?
I said there's nothing wrong with it. It's just about halfway through the process. It just needs more color.
So yes, when you come and do mine, yes, add on that. Just remember you're talking to an envious bitch.
I feel like as a tattoo artist, I'm probably used to that. So I have, and I have a decent charisma. So I probably promise that it'll be done right, and you believe it.
I would for sure if you are charismaing me.
Yeah,
I would believe you.
Hold on, what's my persuasion? I'm gonna roll persuasion. I'm gonna convince you that it'll all be fine, regardless which of us completes it. It'll be good.
Excited.
All right, I got a 20.
We don't need a DM. You win.
No. Yep. I was just seeing if I was really bad at it. You know, you never know.
You're not.
I could have had a bad persuasion.
I'm not very good at that, so you should win.
So Trina gets you out of a tunnel. She actually takes you up a tunnel that collects runoff from the outer walls and leads to like a small dry ravine that goes up into the desert. So you're probably, I would say, 5 or 6 miles outside of Shelzar when you actually reemerge out into the hot-ass afternoon sun. Are you going to try to continue pressing further, or do you want to try to wait for the sun to go down to travel, or what's your plan as you get out into the wilderness? And do you have any last questions or words for Trina before you do?
Is there a spot nearby that you would suggest we set up to meet with our friends when they make it out?
She reaches into her pack and she pulls out a map and she unrolls the map, and she reaches in, pulls out like a quill and inkwell, makes a little X on the map, and says, "Okay, so we're here," and points at the ravine, points at the dot, and says, "You should find the Iron Court here, and you will find that they are passing through on their trade route. I would recommend waiting there." Now, Alan, you're aware the Iron Court is the home of the Ironbread.
Does Lulu know why we're doing anything that we're doing? We just know we're going somewhere.
Pretty much.
Do I know anything that she was talking about?
I'll go ahead and make a history check.
You said history?
The baby noises.
I love them so much. It's so fun. You said history.
Spot on, Tori.
Thank you.
Okay, so what did it come to?
7.
Oh, like you've heard of the Iron Court before. You know that that's the roving home of the Ironbread, but that's about it.
Travis, when my patron talked to me in my head, what he said to look for a smell, right? To like smell it out for something,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And they're like a roaming band, right? What am I supposed to like look out for to smell?
Smell of sulfur.
Sulfur. Okay. I'm just keeping that in the back of my head.
All right.
You're saying talking about like iron bread and stuff like that. So am I right? So I smell sulfur.
And the map that Trina has given you does cover a basic route to Leone.
Okay.
And she says, "Good luck," and takes off back into the crevice.
We should probably get a little further away from the city before resting at all. How long would it take us to get to the Iron Court?
Your guess
spot?
is you're probably 2 or 3 days travel away from the Iron Court.
Is the city out of view now?
No, you can like look back and still see it.
Okay. I'm gonna take what she said very literally, and I'm gonna like wait till we get farther away to open this.
Yeah.
Cool. So are you gonna try to then rest there and wait, or are you gonna try to keep pressing till the city is out of view before you rest?
I want to I would like to move a little further from the city.
I'll go too.
Okay.
All right. If y'all are going to do a bit of a forced march, why doesn't everybody give me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Does the fact that I make everyone iced tea help?
Sure, you can have advantage.
All right.
Well,
I got 18.
20. Thanks, Charlon.
Oh no, it's actually 18 plus 3 because my new ring, so I got 21.
And you
Got
got
8.
okay. That's including advantage.
Yep.
And you, did you say a 12, Charlie?
yes, I did.
Excellent. So everybody's fine except for Tan. You take a level of exhaustion. Though you did get some sleep, you've been pretty physically active the last couple of days, so this walking's not doing you any favors. You're a little chafed, probably swollen in very uncomfortable places. So
I'm super jealous of everybody walking totally fine.
it's probably
So I'm turning a new leaf, I think. I'm getting a little more sane. So I'm gonna see Tan struggling there, and I'm gonna hand her my water skin.
What a nice guy.
What does that even mean? Water skin? Like, what's going on?
It's a thing with water in it. What?
Mike, take me seriously. Come on now.
Like what?
Like, just let me talk, and then you just be like, I already said what I had to say.
And what were you saying, Charlie? Sorry?
I forgot. Don't worry.
Not horrendously important.
So, water's gonna help me.
It doesn't get rid of your exhaustion, but I mean, it's refreshing and you feel a little better, but you need to sleep. You're able to find a what appears to be relatively calm dune to set up camp. What is your watch order going to be?
I don't sleep, so I can watch.
You just let everybody else sleep?
If everyone's cool with that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
All right, excellent. Meanwhile, underground, Rachel, you can go ahead and log that hour if you haven't already of reading. Brack, you've been sort of talking with him, and Alistair interrupts and says, I believe that the portal is prepared. And they step into it, and Brother says, would you care to see a foreign land, if even only for a moment?
I'm going to ask Alistair, can I come back? Is this like a walk-in, turnaround situation?
Alistair says, yes, I can return us. I hadn't even thought of that possibility.
Ithrin will put a bookmark in her book and be like, yeah, that can't hurt. I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
Alistair steps in the circle and says, join us then.
All right, we have Alistair. Let's go.
Things always said before something bad happens.
Absolutely. Seems legit. Let's jump in.
You all step into the circle, and Alistair starts looking at the runes as Sister described them and begins reading an incantation. What's that?
I was going to say, I'm going to hold his hand because I don't know this guy and he's not about to jump out on us. I'm just going to reach out and in a very manly way, hold his hand.
I mean, I feel if you do that, Ithrin will be like, oh, we're holding hands.
That's fine.
So she'll take Breck's other hand.
Yep.
That's so cute.
They all, the brother and sister kind of look at each other a little bit funny, but they...
Ithrin offers her paw.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine.
And you feel like the sensation of like everything suddenly stopping around you. It's as if like the insects crawling on the walls nearby have paused. As if the breathing of the Slytherin outside of the circle have like stopped mid-breath. And then everything starts moving rapidly as you see like earth move past you, water. You start to feel this wave of cold overcome you as your senses expand outward, and as far as you can perceive, there's nothing but ice. And it seems as though your very awareness has shot out beyond the borders of what you could possibly actually see as a horizon. You see ice, cold water. And the sensation of speed suddenly comes to an abrupt halt as you sort of almost like hitting a seatbelt, like you run into your perceptions run into the very edge of your flesh as you readjust back into your body. And looking around you, as the energy dies in the circle, a very different environment. The first thing you note is that it is extremely cold. The second thing that you note, like there's ice on the ground, you immediately see your breath, and neither one of you has ever actually experienced cold this severe.
I feel like Catherine gets a little closer to Brack.
I'm going to give you the Snuggie I just knitted you but didn't tell you about yet.
Oh, thank you.
It's would save my life a lot of times. I think I have like 4 Snuggies in here. We will get through all of them.
Like Catherine would be like, you want to share the Snuggie?
I don't have a body, but I'll be like, yeah, sure.
Okay.
And the next thing that you notice
So adorable.
is the sudden appearance of a group of creatures that look similar to brother and sister. But there are some notable differences. One, they're a bit smaller. Two, their flesh is a more grayish color. And they appear to be wearing what looks like some sort of animal skulls atop their head, in addition to fur wrappings on various parts of them. And the third thing that you notice is brother drive his tail through Alistair's neck.
Bum, bum, bum.
Alistair falls to the ground dead. And Sister says, I told you we needed to bring some gifts for our friends.
That was excessive.
Just a little excessive. Also, really regretting I don't have shield.
And that's where we'll wrap up game for this week, I think. So.
Oh, thanks, Travis.
That's what you get for wanting to help people out.
Why don't you just wear your rings for a second?
How about you just not blindly trust things in every game we play?
Hey,
I now
go cross campaigns.
I now really regret not taking that week.
So any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns about tonight's game?
I have a question.
This
Is
is a
this
lot of fun.
the goal that you guys did? Is this it?
You two are, spoilers, you two are in Fenrilic right now.
Yay! Awesome!
Yay!
Okay, I just wanted to ask. I wasn't sure, but I saw the snow and I remembered that.
Yeah, you said snow, and I was like, oh, they're there. little
You know what?
cameo.
Charlong's gonna love it though.
Oh yeah, with the ice magic.
Yeah, like I literally have like permanent resistance to cold and piercing.
Why didn't you share that with your partner, Charlotte?
Well, it's because it comes from the elemental plane of water. Like my magic comes from water, and so like cold and ice and piercing are just.
I was gonna say, I feel like Travis exists to try to DM Hope out of Roz.
I like that you should try.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to try. I think she has hope, and he just takes advantage of it.
Every game, Roz is like this bright-eyed Bambi, and then Travis is like, "It's gonna go horribly wrong for you every time you try to help somebody."
Yeah, but he's like excited about it. He's like, "Good, take it." Yes.
It has not always gone horrible for Roz when she's tried to help people. Sometimes it pays off.
Sometimes it does. Oh my gosh. And you guys are right. I can't even kick chickens in video games. Like I can't do it. It's not a fiber in my body lets me do that.
They were the halflings in Extreme Drowis, the halfling farm. They did that went well.
Super nice. They gave me this.
Was that her? Wait, that was her like side quest by herself. He's like, I can't kill her by herself.
I love it. Yes, that is where we will wrap things up. Next week, part of the party will be at Fenrilik, which is a continent that we just unlocked for Sluratian Vault. We just made available for Scarred Lands. I'm going to throw the link for that up in the chat. It's available in print, on demand, and PDF, and you can actually also create your own Fenrilik content. And put it up at Sluratian Vault for sale. So while I'm throwing that link up in the chat, let's do our outros. Let's start things off with Roz. Go ahead and give us your pertinence, please.
Hello, my name's Roz. I'm she, her. I play Brick, who's he, him, and both of us are hopeless hopelers, apparently. So instead of a hopeless romantic, we just are hopeless about hoping for the best in people and experiences. I'm in the Air Force, and I'm in a bunch of campaigns right now, which is really exciting, but I don't do a lot of artistic things like the rest of the people you're going to hear from in a second. But I'm really excited for, exploring this world that I know my friends made, and I saw what you guys released. And so I'm really excited to see what these things can do. And that's all I got.
Thank you. Next up, we have Haiku. Give us your pertinence, please.
Hey guys, I'm Mike Mutant. I play Haiku, and what did I do again? Oh yeah, I make comic books. I have a comic called The Freaks. It's on my Patreon, patreon.com/Mike Mutant. And me and Milena also did the art, like we just talked about, for the Frost Sons of Fenric, which has been like cameoed here today.
Yes.
Also, I got merch now. So teespring.com/store/Mike Mutant, and you can get Freaks merch.
Nope.
Woo!
Excellent. Yeah, and definitely go support Mike on Patreon and check out The Freaks. It's an awesome book. And you need to help pay him to make more of it. Next up, we have Ithrin. Give us your pertinence, please.
Hey, my name is Rachel. You can find me Stolen Fires pretty much everywhere. I've got some cool stuff out on Storyteller's Vault right now. A bunch of projects that I'm working on. Something that is getting close to being Kickstarter ready, that I've been saying it's close to Kickstarter ready for like a year. I'm sorry. But every week we're getting closer. I can promise that. Yeah, and tomorrow night I will be running Changeling the Dreaming game with Tori and a couple other people, and we just added we lost a player, which was sad, but we have a new player who seems pretty cool, and so it's good times. Check us out tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern Time on the Onyx Path Twitch.
Yes, that is twitch.tv/the Onyx Path. I've got that set up in there. And starting next week, for 2 weeks, right after your Changeling game, there will be a Scarred Lands Vigil Watch, a pair of one-shots that are being run by Chaz Calendar, who is one of the players in that Monday Scarred Lands game. Is going to be following up Changeling with some Scarred Lands. So make sure that you're checking out that double feature of awesomeness on Thursday nights. Next up, we have Lulu. Give us your pertinence, please. And the pertinence of the baby.
Hello, I am Allie DeVries, and this is Wilhelmina. And she was talking the whole time. I'm sure you heard her.
Hey, Wilhelmina, congratulations on your streaming debut.
Obviously excited. She likes it.
Yeah, you like dice, don't you? It's because you got that amazing onesie. You are already prepped for nerding out. I can see you smiling.
Yep, she's having a good time. You like it. You like watching everybody. This is the most interesting thing that I do though. With her, we babble and talk at each other. So that's all I got. And I love playing with all these people. They're super fun.
Well, we love playing with you. So thank you for joining us. Next up, we've got Alan. Give us your pertinence, please.
Hi guys. My name is Milena. I play Alland. I am not as grumpy as she is in real life, but it's a relief to play a grumpy character once in a while. I get to let it all out and like take it out on you guys.
We're your emotional support punching bags. That's good.
Yeah. In real life, I'm an artist and illustrator, and I work with Mike Mutant on the Fenrilic stuff, and that was really, really fun. It was like my favorite thing I did this year, I think. So yeah, go check it out. Yep, and that's me. Oh, I have a Patreon also. I'm not being very active because I got injured and I'm still recovering. But if you want to see some left-handed drawings that are not that great, go follow me on Patreon.
Oh, I've seen your left-handed drawings.
Yeah, you draw much better with your left hand than I do.
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
with my right.
you
And
mean person. I can't even draw good with my right hand. I love your left-handed drawings. I think they're cool.
it's like sword fighting with the Dread Pirate Roberts and shit.
Exactly.
All right, and then next up we've got Charlung. Give us your pertinence, please.
Hey, Corey Frang, they, them, Charlung, also they, them. And yeah, I'm a software developer working on some video games lately. Caves of Qud, QUD. You can grab it on Steam and itch.io and all places where games are. And yeah, we actually just got like pretty big popularity surge, so it's been pretty fun. We've been pretty busy. So yeah.
Excellent.
Rock and roll. Tan, give us your pertinence, please.
Yeah, hi, I am Tori. I play Tan. We're both she, her. I am still working on finalizing some of the Sin stuff, but otherwise I don't have too much going on until like the Christmas time. You'll see some stuff come out. I can't talk much about it, but yeah, just doing the whole acting life in LA. It's very fun. And enjoying everything that you guys keep putting out. So, and tomorrow I will be with Rachel on Changeling. So check us out. I'm a pirate. I dress up for that one.
Yes, you do.
Maybe if I had a costume for, I mean, this picture of Tan is all I feel like I need. Like, this is perfect. I don't have to do much. This is a happy-go-lucky person.
Right, that's fair.
But in our Pugmire stuff, I'm going to dress up for the crow costume. And I missed out on that for Halloween. Everybody was like, why didn't you do like the Dr. Plague mask? I was like, oh.
Next year.
Yeah, didn't even think about Plague mask. But no, I want to do more stuff with that. But yeah, no, that's all I'm doing.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to seeing what you have cooking up. And last but not least, we have Charlie. Give us your pertinence, please.
I am Sarah Sharnaber, she, her. I play Charlie, also she, her. I'm an author. I have a YouTube channel where I talk about writing. I have a YouTube channel where I play Sims. And that's about it. So, yeah. Oh, and I have books on Amazon. How about them apples?
That's true, yes.
I think that's it.
Please go forth and subscribe to Sarah's YouTube and buy her books on the Amazons. And tell all your friends to do the same.
That's awesome, Sarah.
It is.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. That's really cool.
Got some cool stuff cooking. And
We were cheering, but we're on mute.
that leaves me. I'm Travis Legg, the dungeon master of this particular shit show, and on other days of the week I run other shit shows. I also have a Patreon, which you can support our streams there. You can also get early access to audio and video of those streams. You can get the video also by subscribing here on Twitch, instant VOD. Otherwise, I upload them to Patreon, usually like the day after, and then they go public the following week. I also do role-playing game releases on Patreon, like exclusive feats, spells, things like that I put together just for my supporters there. And I am a freelance writer, game developer for Onyx Path Publishing. I do the scheduling for their Twitch, and I'm the Skylands line developer. they have announced on the Monday meeting notes that the next Kickstarter, though we don't know for sure when it's going to be, is going to be Dead Man's Rust, which is super exciting. It's our big Scarred Lands campaign. Takes place mostly in central Gelspad, and strangely enough, starts in the city of Leone. I can't imagine why we might be heading that way.
Excellent.
So if you want to see kind of first look at what you might see on Dead Man's Rust, this stream will be a good place to see it. As soon as I know exactly what the Kickstarter details will be, I will share them with the class. But you can always find the latest information about what's going on with all of Onyx Path's releases and Kickstarters at theonyxpath.com. If you check out the Monday meeting notes, you'll be able to see kind of a breakdown of where all the various projects are. And if you ask me about them, I'll tell you which ones I worked on and what I can talk about publicly about them. I will be back on this channel Monday for Scarred Lands, A Family Affair. This weekend, I will be at GaryCon. I'm running 4 games, 2 Scarred Lands games, or not GaryCon. Gamehole Con. They're both normally in Wisconsin, so that's why I messed them up, we'll say. But anyway, I'm running 4 Scarred Lands games. 2 of them will be set in Gelspad. 2 of them will be set in Fenrilik. So if you want to check out Frostlands of Fenrilik, you can always pop in. Just go to gameholecon.com. I think it's like $5 to sign up for the weekend for the virtual pass, and that will get you access to a whole slew of games. You'll be able to get games at my table. I know Eddie Webb is running some Pugmire, and I think he might still have a few seats left. I have seats left at the Scarred Lands games if you want to come check that out. And then there's also just, if you play Adventurers League or want to try out D&D Adventurers League, there is a ton of Adventurers League going on at Gamehole. So definitely swing through there this weekend. I hope to see you, maybe roll some digital dice with you. If you haven't done so, please like, follow, comment, subscribe, follow everybody's stuff, buy everyone's things, be good to yourselves and each other, and just take a little extra time to do something nice for yourself. It's been a rough couple of existence. We'll see you soon.
Bye.